Build a thriving underwater ecosystem while making contributions to saving real-life ones in Crab God. In this wholesome god game, you'll protect the next crab god whilst migrating throughout the sea. In this video, we'll be giving a full review of the game and ranking it from decaf to fully caffeinated. This is something we do regularly here at the Indie Brew, so make sure to subscribe to the channel for more indie game content. Without further ado, let's grind this game down and see how it brews. The story of Crab God is a tale as old as time, the cycle of life. You start off the game with a selection of crablings and you'll need to choose which one will become the next crab god. To be able to hatch the next leader of your colony, you'll need to venture deep enough into the ocean and you'll need to migrate your colony through different locations to reach the depths of the deep blue. This is definitely a game with a story that's light on, but it doesn't make it any less impactful. So for story, I'm rating Crab God as juiced. The gameplay of Crab God is simple yet really addictive. You start off with just 4 baby crablings and you can assign them to one of 5 different roles in your colony. Each role has a different purpose. Worshippers worship the crab god, gaining your colony favor points which are used as currency in the game. Hunters are your first line of defense against other creatures attacking your colony. Builders are responsible for building your colony's defenses and cracking open clamshells for goodies. Scavengers are the ones who collect food dropped by other sea life and dig up treasure. And your gardeners plant and maintain your underwater gardens. Each of these roles work together to achieve your 2 main goals: protect the crab god and generate enough food to migrate to the new location. Each part of your colony works together to produce food. Your gardeners will plant different plants, each of which will attract different sea life. The sea life are the ones who drop food for your scavengers to collect, with smaller fish dropping scraps of plants and larger fish dropping scraps of other creatures. Nighttime under the sea brings with it some new dangers, with some not so nice creatures attacking your colony. You'll need to make sure your hunters are up to scratch, taking down the creatures and protecting the crab god. Once you have enough food, you'll migrate to the next location, making your way through a roguelite map where each location has a different path, different resources, and different sea life. At some of these locations, you'll find new crablings to hatch, adding new members to your colony that can be assigned roles, and you'll find ritual stones. These stones each have slightly different requirements, and upon successfully fulfilling them, you'll unlock an upgrade for your colony. These upgrades are randomly generated, but can come in handy, granting your colony extra speed, favor, or other perks. At the end of each migration cycle, you'll feed your crablings using all of that food you collected, and each crabling is able to level up by eating food, which unlocks upgrades for each individual crabling, giving them better abilities. You need to migrate through 10 different levels to successfully hatch a new crab god, but the fun doesn't stop there. You can repeat this cycle of life endlessly. The devs have also just launched a new update for the game, adding some fun new game modes like chaos mode, deadly mode, time mode, and more to add some replayability to the game. Overall, Crab God has some solid mechanics that create a really addictive gameplay loop. I will say that I was able to get through to the end of the game in one run, so it's not a game that has a whole lot of difficulty or complexity, but it is a game that adds a really wholesome vibes to a roguelite side-scroller game. So for gameplay, I'm rating Crab God as fully caffeinated. Crab God really shines in the design department. The game is both aesthetically pleasing and visually accurate, depicting a range of different sea life creatures in an amazing way. It almost feels like you're visiting an aquarium playing this game, which is a really cool atmosphere to have. The crablings are adorable and the whole game environment is just stunning to look at. The soundscape is incredible, adding an amazing atmosphere to the game and really bringing the sea life to life. Overall, it's a game that is just so well designed. So for design, I'm rating Crab God as fully caffeinated. While we've definitely seen an influx of crab or underwater themed games recently, Crab God definitely stands out. The gameplay mechanics could be compared to games like Kingdom 2 Crowns, in that they're both side scrollers and enemies attack at night games, but that's where the similarities pretty much end. The design definitely makes the game a standout, with it looking so stunning. And one major point of difference is the developer's commitment to sea life conservation, with each run generating a donation to 3 different conservation efforts, so you can really feel good about playing this game over and over again. Crab God is definitely a game that feels unique and offers some really different elements in both design and gameplay elements. So for originality, I'm rating Crab God as fully caffeinated. Crab God is a game that looks good and is really fun to play. It isn't the most challenging game on the block, so if you're someone who prefers a more difficult roguelite, we'd definitely recommend trying out some of the alternate game modes, but for those who want a more laid back and wholesome experience, this is the perfect underwater themed god game. We've ground the beans, we've carefully weighed and pressed the grinds and brewed this game down. Now it's time for a taste test. Crab God is fully caffeinated. Crab God is available on Steam for Windows now. You can find the link in the description below. And that's where we're going to wrap up this review video. If you're looking for more indie game recommendations, click here. And until next time, stay caffeinated.